we go, yeah, somewhat like one of those cop TV show things. Thought I'd have a little fun on the way to work. There's that heart. I'm a ham. Dash cam. Let's see which way the camera is facing. Okay. Yeah. Let's go get him. Bad boy, bad, incorrect boy, girl. Incorrect drivers. What you gonna do when the cops are overly concerned, OCD, sarcastic citizen, traffic critique ridicules you? What you gonna do when... Okay, I'll try to say all this all over again. What you gonna do when an overly concerned OCD traffic critique starts ridiculing you? Incorrect drivers. Hi, my name is Joe Fry Wednesday. My name is Adam Wednesday. I've been a member of the non-existent force for somewhere between a long time and a short time. And I've seen a lot. There was this one morning, though, that caught my eye. I knew it was going to be trouble from the start. There was a road, of course, but the downside was there were other drivers. I can't have the road to myself. It ticks me off. Bad enough that they can't drive right. Some people can't walk right. No, I'm not talking disabled people. I'm talking just pedestrians that go walking along the road wearing non-reflective clothing, perfectly dark looking, saying, hit me one more time. Dude wasn't even carrying a light, was he? Not my business. Yes, it is. Especially this morning. Because I'm taking it to him. Today's show is brought to you by Warren Paranormal, Washington Abnormal Research Network. We who investigate the parapsychological, cryptozoological, and extraterrestrial in Whatcom County and surrounding areas are here to help you with your parapsychological, cryptozoological, and extraterrestrial needs. That's right. We are here for you. We own the night is ours, and when something goes bump in the night, hell, we fist bump it back and say, what's up, dude? Still working on that. Warren Paranormal on Twitter and Facebook. That's w.a.r.n with the skull logo on Twitter and Facebook. Check it out. Back to the show. Well, it was a long stretch of road. I really haven't progressed that far. Taking the fast route on the way to work, which will see us opening up a can of verbal whoop-ass about Highway 542, or the Mount Baker Highway as it's called, or as I call it, the Highway of Death. The guillotine. Now, you gotta get on here immediately with wheels rolling, or these people will kill you. Just to get home in time to watch Friends or NFL or whatever it is people are watching on the boob tube these days. But I found myself on Mount Baker Highway with an easy, smooth transition. Usually I had to wait for a long line of cars, all going past, neatly lined up like some kind of psychotic vehicular mass of baby ducks following their mommy. And riding along like that, forcing me to wait just long enough for the next line of cars to go past the other way and further block my access out. And as soon as they go past, there's always that one last car the dawdles on going, I'm just gonna drive slow enough to close the gap between me and the next mass of cars. Sorry, you can't go. It's all about me. I'm a parading princess without the candy. It's all about them. What a toss. Mount Baker, though, finds itself soon civilizing as you see traffic lights ahead, enforcing the rule. So you got these guys that zip past you at 70 going, I've had it with you, time to make an example out of you, I'm gonna pass, see, this is how a real driver does it, And they wind up at the same stoplight as you anyway. You pull up next to them going, really? Really? Was it worth it? Was it worth it, pumpkin? Did you get your aggressions out? Aww. Why so tense? Which is really kind of funny. They'll race off anyway going, I'll beat you to the next light by 1 second. Godspeed. Vaya con Dios, my amigo. And good luck. You're gonna need it for the rest of your silly little life. Sometimes you get a car that paces you. Speed for speed. Just goes slightly to the diagonal of you or just almost even right beside you and drives the same exact speed going, no, I'm not trying to get a better look at you. No, I'm not trying to lurk you. I'm not doing anything. No, this is just pure coincidence for the next 10 miles. Right. Ain't falling, buddy. Ain't falling. There's another type though, and you'll find this a lot on I-5. They'll tailgate you interminably for the longest amount of time, even. And the minute they finally lose all patience with you, oh God, just go ahead and pass you. And then they're in front of you driving too slow. I mean, what the freckles? Today's show is brought to you by the Night Festival. Yes, sir, ladies and gents, coming at the end of this month, Bleedingham's going to have a 2-part event. We're going to have the Night Festival at the Eagle Hall on Forest Street. For times and ticket info, go to the Google and find it out. There's going to be a lot of local horror-themed stuff going on there. Films and filmmakers, producers, directors, actors, FX artists, and other aficionados of the dark and mysterious there, including the Washington Paranormal Research Network. You may want to stop by there and give it a go, give it a check out. That's the Night Festival, October 27th, at the Eagle Hall on Forest Street. And the next day, Bleedingham presents, well, Bleedingham, really, at the Pickford in downtown Bellingham. For times and schedule and ticketing infos, go to the Google. Get involved, get your tickets now while they're still hot, while they're still fresh and yummy. And Bleedingham, Night Festival, and Bleedingham itself. Check it out. Now back to your show. Segue, tangent. Oh. As we approached Sunset Square, actually we were already approached Sunset Square. We're going through Sunset Square. This is Sunset Square at all, period. We're going through it right now. We're going through it. Sounds like we're enduring it. Sometimes we do endure it. Sometimes we do. Sunset Square, for this particular commute, quickly gave sway to I-5. Some people don't know that yet, though. Some people gotta travel 3 lanes across you. Their lane, the middle lane, and then the lane directly in front of you. In a quick, unannounced, no turn signal using, totally haphazard, crazy kind of way, endangering their lives and the lives of others, just because of a momentary feeling of invincibility. Now, I-5, merging traffic. Got a few gripes about that one, folks. Yes, sir. Nobody's getting off scot-free for this one. Make some room for merging traffic, thank you very much. Never let your vehicles touch at any speed. I don't want your cooties, and you don't want mine. Now you got some people who drive down I-5 at 40 miles an hour. Why? Why? Get off the road. Park it. If you're afraid to drive, park it somewhere and ask a tow truck driver to drive it back home for you and get this month's bus pass. Thank you. Also, another gripe on merging traffic. Thank you very much. Those of you who are coming onto I-5, merge at highway speed. Thank you. Don't expect us to make room for you if you're doing 20, 25, 30, 35. Take it up to 50. Push the accelerator. You're in a vehicle. We're all in this together. Let's drive. And if you can't drive 55, stay home and listen to that song. I don't know why I'm behind this guy doing 45 right now. Check him out. Hey, look at this. Our first lucky contestant on Let's Pick Apart This Guy's Driving Style. Let's ridicule an absolute stranger for their absolute lack of driving speed. Now see, look at this sly son of a gun. Knight Rider here just drove by at a very peppy speed, very enthusiastic. He's on the highway to go places. And so is that. And so is he. Look at this, man. Life is passing us by. Now what are you doing? Oh, I don't know, 45. Ha ha ha. Luckily I don't have to put up an I-5 for that long. No siree. Nothing stops Adam Wednesday from his appointed rounds. Back to you, sponsors. Hey folks, are you looking for a quality community education class that's associated and perfectly suited to your October and Halloween needs and enthusiasms? Check out Ghosts of the Pacific Northwest, taught by Matthew Tooney, and Brian Lee. That's right. Minister and radio personality and all-around great guy, the voice of the valley, Matt Tooney, is joined by ghost investigator Brian Lee to bring to you a class called Ghosts of the Pacific Northwest. Now this here might be a little bit late to get in on it, but keep a finger on the pulse because it's ongoing. At the end of this month, October 28th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Ghosts of the Pacific Northwest takes you through the earliest of recorded hauntings, especially for this area, brings you up to date, and then finishes you off. Sends you to the afterlife, the modern afterlife, with modern ghost hunting tips and tricks and a perspective from someone who's actually been out in the field, who's done the field work, the footwork, and the bookwork. The bookwork. I guess I go. He's just sitting there. And back to our show, because Adam Wednesday has noticed that somebody is at the intersection sitting there when they got a green light. Yeah, that's the only shade of green you're going to get. If you're waiting for the right shade of green, you're going to be waiting there for a real long time. A real long time, folks. Incorrect drivers, incorrect drivers. God, I love that theme song. Incorrect drivers has no rhythm at all, no rhyme whatsoever. Incorrect drivers, what you gonna do with an OCD overly critical YouTube sensation starts ridiculing you? La 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 la. You are riding with the men and women, well, this one guy of not law enforcement, but wanting laws to be enforced anyways. Adam Wednesday. Hey folks, back at you, Adam Wednesday here. No overly critical critiques on Bennett Drive, folks. I'm pretty well content with it. It's about as good as it's gonna get. It's like the ugly stepsister of Northwest Avenue, which is the ugly stepsister of Guide Meridian. But you know what? This one makes up for it in personality and politeness. She may not look like much, but she's doing okay. Bellingham DOT is a little bit behind on their road repairs. They just fill it up full of asphalt, giving it this black scarred appearance, but somehow keeps it smooth, kind of, right? Maybe. But law enforcement, the men and women of law enforcement, this is to the men and women of law enforcement, from those who want to see laws enforced. I want to hear something a little bit different from the repertoire, than, quote unquote, we've been keeping an eye on this individual for quite some time now. Now, I heard this, okay, yeah, I bought it, I bit the hook, and landed in the boat for that one. But then when you told somebody else about the same thing, I'm going to go ahead and keep their name private, but it starts to seem like it's scripted, like a line right out of the playbook. We've been keeping an eye on this individual for quite some time now. Okay, good. This guy who just smashed into my vehicle and totaled one of my favorite rides, at least the law enforcement has been keeping an eye on this individual for quite some time now. That's nice. But I got a better idea. Check it out. It's a little wild, a little crazy, but I think we can go with it. I think it'll solve a lot more problems in the long run than keeping an eye on this individual for quite some time now. How about arresting him? Because speaking of that, Marine Drive, where a guy can drive a vehicle that's not even his, unlicensed, uninsured, with warrants out for his arrest, and you can be gosh dang sure the local law enforcement will be keeping an eye on you for quite some time now. And that's what you're gonna get. A slap on the wrist. Incorrect driver, you. And that's the worst kind right there. So that's been the show. Over and out.